You know exactly how to get lean, but when you look down, you don't even have full visibility of your dick. Fitness influencers will always try to clickbait you with the latest hacks and you should be calorie tracking on MyFitnessPal. You should do my 20-minute ab workout. Fuck you. But you follow their advice anyway. You start imagining yourself with a six pack, looking yourself in the mirror, admiring your work. People on Instagram are messaging you on your physique pictures. You love doing your diet, and it's all because you started to use a mental trick where you're imagining yourself enjoying the process of everything got to do with dieting and going to the gym. That is the power of mental visualization. In the beginning of my fat loss journey, when I tried to get lean, I was originally at 20% body fat. Between me and you, let's just get that out of the way. A calorie deficit and doing some resistance training in the gym so we can build some muscle, so we can look good once we get lean. But we don't like dieting. We can't overcome our cravings. So, what is this issue? The issue is your mental, it's your actions, it's your habits and your behaviors. Because think about it. So you go to the gym and you make progress, right? But with the diet, it's the exact same thing. We have actions that will dictate whether our fat loss journey and getting lean will be a successful journey. But I'm going to take it a step further and tell you about a mental trick that really helped me. And I told you it's visualization. Visualization is what helped me make my body transformation. It all started for me when I started training for my marathon. I imagined a greater version of myself crossing that finish line in the marathon. I imagined myself looking in the mirror, seeing a six pack and an actual winner in front of me, someone that I'm proud of and that I want to be. And it's very hard to see that individual. At the stage in life I was, where I was just taking pictures on my iPhone of honestly like just a flabby belly, nothing that I can be really that proud of. You set out a visualization that strong in your mind, it will come true. And your emotional investment into the goal will be so much that all these obstacles that we're talking about, where you have late night cravings to eat a snack or something, imagine this. I'm about to have a late night snack, or someone offers me a beer or to go out to the pub. Of course, this is not going to help with my diet, and I would negatively visualize myself failing the marathon if I go out and partake in these activities. So, what do you think I did in the moment where I visualized maybe even hundreds of times this marathon and me being in shape when I'm offered the opportunity to ruin my big goal? I say no, and it's so easy to say no. Everything is so trivial if you take this visualization exercise seriously as fuck. But like it or not, you do this practice anyway. So why not, on your fat loss journey, not just to envision yourself with an amazing body, but it's the intensity of that goal, man. As intense as that Latino that we're closing our eyes and imagining, and your dick gets rock hard. That's how intense it has to be. It needs to have literally a physical effect on you. So you want to imagine a negative visualization. This is the first type of visualization. Imagining the common obstacles. So for you, it might be some friends that invite, like for me, it was friends that invited me to the pub. It was friends that got together on like a Saturday or a Sunday, and I know they're going to order pizzas and stuff like that. So around these people, when you know you're going to meet them, imagine yourself partaking in that activity and feeling like shit. That is the negative visualization. Sometimes you can negatively visualize yourself going to bed and then being disappointed with yourself. See how much preparation we're doing for when that event then comes up. You preemptively planned out how shit you're going to feel before the events even happened. And then you can flip this as well. You can do a positive visualization where it's the opposite. You imagine a good decisions were made when you're invited to those events where you're going to have shit food and you're not going to be adhering to your diet and calorie deficit. Like imagine with that positive visualization, this is the second type of visualization we're doing, okay? You have your meal prep from the fridge. You're mindful. Like, you just sit there for a minute and think about yourself enjoying that meal after you've said no to those people who are going to ruin your fucking fat loss journey. That means so much to you because we're emotionally investing into our goal. There's a certain mindset which really it made all my attempts at fat loss fail, and it was correcting course way too aggressively. So what I would do, and maybe you can relate and you might do this as well, you just find yourself in a situation where you're having an internal dialogue with yourself. If I had just spent that last 8 months or whatever being really consistent with my diet, then I'd be in shape right now. And then this leads you to be super aggressive, expecting a perfect diet and a streak of events to perfectly just take place. Your insecurity has just come out of you. And when you're that aggressive with your approach to a fat loss journey, and you're not just doing a moderate calorie deficit like I did, and I recommend you do that as well, then it's just going to lead you to quit on your fat loss journey. You're going to quit on your diet. No one can be aggressive with cutting. You need to understand that this process of adopting better habits and doing visualization practices is actually maybe even in the short term going to set you back a little bit. There are many weeks, like I said, where I would do visualization and I would still fuck up. And it's so hard then to kind of like update your self image, because that's what visualization is all for. It's to update our self image and our identity. So we can become the individual that finds it easy to diet and to overcome the obstacles that will make us fuck up our diet. And people in my inner circle that, take my advice on following these like mental tricks and not these like clickbaity videos that influencers will give to you of like 20-minute ab workout routines or this hack and this hack just so they can get views. Like, the stuff that I'm telling you has genuinely transformed other people and got them lean. You want to be doing these mental practices because it's all about developing good habits. Maybe you've read the book Atomic Habits or productivity books. This is essentially what we're doing. We're almost doing productivity, but in fitness. And no one really talks about fitness this way. And by the way, I do run a school community where I teach a bunch of tribe of men just like me and you who want to get in good shape and have accountability. Top link in description to join my school community if you're interested. You find yourself in that position where you had unhealthy food and you just broke your promise for the day, let's say, and you find yourself in that situation, then I still want you to do visualization. You need to be giving yourself a sense of forgiveness and have some patience and approach this with some humility. So next time you fuck up and your friends invite you out and then you have unhealthy meals or you binge eat, you might even just be living in the apartment by yourself. Like, sometimes it's not even social influences that makes us forget about our mission and diet. We just break our promises to ourselves sometimes. And I know that sounds so sad. It's like you're literally in like a house by yourself and you're just eating shitty foods. But when you find yourself in those moments of sabotaging, you need to just sit back and do these visualization exercises where you think positively of yourself in a good way that benefits you and just be like, yep, the day after, I'm going to make the remedies and go back on track. That's completely fine. You're literally a winner then. Better to do that than it is the second option, which is literally to speak bad of yourself and to just give up on the diet completely. You need to be forgiving yourself a lot of times, and you'll find that the more and more you do this, you'll eventually forgive yourself enough to the point where you fucked up so many times, you trust yourself to kind of get back on track. Even though, look, I'm lean as fuck right now, all right? And I still mess up so many days. But I've messed up so many times before, it's given me the belief, because of the evidence of the past, that I can make up. Here are your action steps to take away before a gym workout. I want you to visualize that going really well. If you're going to the gym workout, just like me, you want to imagine from beginning to end intensely the emotions behind that experience going really well for you. All the sequence of events you'd want to go well for you. You know, a girl checking you out with amazing pump that you have. You can be completely, utterly unrealistic. Imagine you're like a Chad that just walks into the room and everyone just pays attention to you. With your dieting, which is obviously the most important part of us even losing weight in the first place, you want to imagine the consequences, negative visualizations of your diet just going wrong. And then imagine how you feel when you overcome it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a screenshot on the screen for you. You want to so pause the video and take a screenshot of this. Do that now. I want you to set that as your phone background. So what's going to happen next time, and this is your action step, you've set this note as your phone background. You, in that situation where you encounter an obstacle, whether it's an unhealthy meal or just about before you go out for your workout, unlock your phone, click that little unlock button, just look at your lock screen, look at the main home background. You're going to be constantly reminded to do a little visualization exercise so you don't need to revisit this video again. And from now on, I want you to practice doing these visualizations. Subscribe, you know what to do. Turn on that bell notification so you can be updated with my future videos. But if you are genuinely serious about making a body transformation with not just the gym and resistance training, but calisthenics and many other ways for you to get in shape, I created a school community just for that to help guys like you. And it's a top link in the description. My name is Bora. Stay hard, get shredded, and I'm out.